calibration services, and he's the distinguished professor at NCU. Today we have one other important topic which is related with quality, safety, and accountability related challenges for small and medium sized exporters. Standards show the way. Two cases we will discuss. We have with us our Honorable Shri B.N. Dikshit Saab, who has done a lot in the legal methodology. I would like to request, first of all, our Honorable Shri Dikshit Saab to kindly speak 2 words, please. Dikshit Saab.
Yes, yes.
Sir, over to you, sir, please. Dikshit, sir.
1 minute, sir.
Please, sir. Thank you. Atulji, I have shared you PDF, PPT also.
ये PDF है ना, it will be difficult to PPT.
Atulji, I have shared PPT also. Please, you can now take. Thank you. Now,
That it will be fully visible.
To kindly inaugurate the workshop, please.
Yeah.
Dikshit, sir.
आवाज आ रही है?
हाँ sir, yes sir. Now, please, over to you, sir. Please. आ रही है.
Actually, picture नहीं आ रहा है.
No problem. Please continue, sir.
So this is the continuous program of weekly seminar, and today is also the one of the best topic relating with the quality system and management. So legal methodology plays very important role for the measurement of the values and the measurement of the true quantity of the values in every fields is always playing the very important role for the perfection of the quality systems. And those system, how to measure it, how to maintain it, and all those very things has been done by the various standards. So now the professor is the chief guest, Breja Saab. I hope that his lecture will be beneficial to us and the participant. So now these days the AI meetings are going on. Now we have to say that what are the impact of this AI on this type of legal methodology and other type associated fields, because every department is adopting the AI systems for their work and all those very things. So systematically in the legal methodology also, the introduction of the AI system has to be made so that everybody may be aware at any point of time, anywhere in India. So the Professor Saab will also speak on the artificial intelligence as well as the quality systems and other type of things, whatever is topics and other things are there, which will be beneficial to the legal methodology department for the implementation of the weights and measure systems. Thank you, Astoji, Director Legal Methodology. Thank you, Breja Saab, to continue the program.
Thank you, sir. Thank you very much for your kind and motivating words. Thank you very much. So, sir, today the expert is Professor Dr. S.K. Breja. He is a technical quality manager and Lean Six Sigma professional and academician. Presently, he is distinguished visiting professor in School of Business at the North Cap University. Sir, thank you very much for accepting our request. He is basically known for his consultancy and providing the services to the industries as well as to all. Thank you very much, sir, for accepting our request. I will request you to kindly deliver this talk, which is very important for all the participants. Over to you, Professor Breja Saab, please.
Thank you so much, Agarwal Saab, Dikshit Saab. Thank you for inviting me again. And today the topic is we are going to talk about the MSMEs, and this is being held today on an occasion in the background of the AI summit, like Mr. Dikshit has mentioned, and also the removal of the tariffs by Supreme Court of US tariffs. But there are complexities again. 10% tariffs is being talked about by Mr. Trump again. Anyway, I'll be not naming any president or anybody, but let us talk in country terms of the nation. So the objective and the agenda today is to discuss the opportunities and challenges and how we can address these challenges for the Indian small and medium-sized exporters. So we have to export the challenges faced by the Indian SMEs in the export business. And first, I'll be talking about the opportunities which are available for the Indian SMEs in the export market, then the challenges. And then we'll see what is the way forward and how the standards are showing us the way. Yeah, next please. So Indian SME exporters actually, they play a vital role in the India's economy. They contribute nearly half of the country's exports and account for 29% of the GDP. And despite the impressive performance, these enterprises face a lot of challenges. First, they face the challenges in the post-pandemic era. Then after that, we are having the war, Ukraine-Russia war we have seen, then climate change effect is there and the tariffs are there. So these have significantly impacted and disrupted the global trade supply chains, global trade dynamics. But the latest news, however, is very good that the US Supreme Court has termed tariffs illegal. So yeah, next please. Yeah, please check. Go on checking when I'm finishing the slide myself. So what is the kind of unfolding business environment? So according to the Economic Times report dated February 1st, 2026, now India has finalized 8 FTAs, and this has been told by Mr. Piyush Goyal, Commerce Minister. So 8 FTAs these have been signed, which are covering 37 developed countries, not 30 individual deals. So 37 developed countries are involved. And these comprehensive deals, including pacts with the UAE, Australia, EFTA, Switzerland, Norway, Liechtenstein, Ireland, UK, and 27 nation UA, focus on reducing tariff, boosting exports, and attracting foreign investment. So we are going to have a good whatever the disruptions were there in the post-WTO agreements because of the war and the climate change and all that. So there will be some sort of, you can say that there'll be respite from the global turmoil now. So according to IBA, dated February 2026, yesterday itself, so India is positioning itself as an artificial intelligence innovation hub and rules setter also. We know that Prime Minister has spoken about the Manav. That is the approach we are going to have. So India is becoming not only the innovation hub, but also the rule setter for AI. So India offers the world a new AI roadmap, announcing the New Delhi Frontier AI Impact Commitments. So we are committed now. We are going to lead the world, and we are going to talk about the ethics, how the AI should be implemented. And we should not be seen as only the consumer of AI, but we should also be making our own models. So that is the approach the government of India is adopting. Otherwise, like the West is thinking that India will offer the market, good consumer market for their AI models, but India is not accepting that. So even yesterday, I know that former UK Prime Minister and Google CEO Sundar Pichai, they all have spoken that India should open the market for the Western AI models. Now, the contribution of services to India's exports is immense. Coming to this, so the service sector is a cornerstone of India's exports economy. It comprises 38% of India's total exports. This boosts foreign exchange and also stabilizes the economy by mitigating the deficit from goods trade. Now, WTO classification says that General Agreement on Trade in Services, there are 4 modes actually, mode 1, mode 2, 3 and 4. Mode 1 is about cross-border trade, 2 is consumption abroad, 3rd is the commercial presence, and 4 is the temporary movement of natural persons. Now, the pandemic, however, has severely impacted these modes, particularly modes 2 and 4 due to travel restrictions and also the reduced international mobility. Yeah. Next, please. So this is the WTO classification. We can say this: exporting country A and importing country B. So we are having 4 modes: cross-border trade, consumption abroad, then commercial presence, and then the movement of natural natural persons. So when a national country A provides service in B as an independent supplier, for example, consultant, health worker, etc. So we are then at that time we are talking about the mode 4. Next, please. I'm mentioning the sources also at the same time. Yeah. So what are the global happenings now and what is the impact? So after the pandemic, we had a severe impact on the global supply chains, but the adaptability of India's IT and digital services, Mode 1,
अतुल जी क्या हुआ? अतुल जी,
Yes, sir.
what happened? He is connection is broken.
Yes, sir. I think.
Just call him,
Yes, sir.
please. Thank you. जी अतुल जी,
यहाँ पर धन्यवाद देना चाहूंगी मैं माननीय प्रदेश
अतुल जी, he is able to join.
आपकी उपस्थिति के लिए
सर उनका नेट का प्रॉब्लम आ रहा है.
Then how to join?
धन्यवाद देना चाहूंगी
What he's saying?
श्री
He is saying trying.
महापात्र जी का
He's right. Okay, please help him.
Yes.
Thank you.
क्या हुआ आशुतोष जी?
Sir, there is some problem, technical glitch with Professor Breja sir. He's trying. Atul ji is helping him. I think very shortly he will be joining back.
अच्छा,
जी.
तब तक आप अब जो आपका नया इनोवेशन है उसके बारे में बोल सकते हैं. हम्म.
Sir, kindly you speak some points about the legal methodology. Dikshit sir.
Hello.
Ji sir, you please speak few points on legal methodology. You just inform what we have done, what we are doing, please.
You see that lot of work has been done in the field of the legal methodology, even the time disseminations and adoption of the YMLCS systems in India. Apart from that, so many things has been computerized and has been made digital and people friendly and all those type of things. The introduction of the AI in all those very field will play the very important role. The people will know that from any corner of the India, what the functions are being going in the Department of Legal Metrology and is done by the Director Legal Metrology. The people voices will be heard. You'll receive the lot of the communications through AI regarding the legal methodology, and it will be better to introduce things. Even you'll find in the near future the system of these measurement systems and the weighing systems that will also be very and more electronic systems, and that will be very sensitive. Those things will come in India. So for that we have to prepare that how it has to be enforced and how it has to be implemented. And in this regard, we should have touch with the CIML that how they are doing the work in the field of the AI. You think one small things I would like to speak you that you have introduced the QR systems. The QR systems will also play the very important roles.
Sir, sorry, sir. I think the expert is joined. Reja, sir.
So, with the help of the QR systems, a lot of the things will be introduced in the near future that will be linked with the AI systems also. So, all these type of things will play the very important role in the near future. I think that the Dr. Beja is ready for the next communication. Thank you, Astuj.
Thank you very much, sir. Atulji, Professor Beja sir has joined.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay. Professor Beja sir, can you start, please? Atul ji, share the PPT.
Sir, I have shared.
Professor Breja साहब, can we start? अतुल जी, ब्रेजा साहब की आवाज नहीं आ रही है.
Yes, sir, उन्होंने मोबाइल से ज्वाइन किया है. Problem.
Okay, but we are not able to hear him, na?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I am also not hearing mobile, sir. I am trying to.
Just ask him.
Yeah, sir. But he's not picking calls, sir. My.
Oh, then. जी अतुल जी, what happened?
पार्टी में बहुत बड़े अच्छे रहता है.
अतुल जी, what happened?
Yeah, you have to give me permission, no? Okay. So now we were talking about this. Now I'm audible. Hello? I'm audible now?
Yes, sir. Very
Yes,
well.
sir.
Very well. Sir, please continue.
Okay, now. So pandemic had a severe effect, as we know, and the adaptability of India's IT digital services succeeded in mitigating the effect of mode 1. Then tourism, hospitality and education, which rely heavily on mode 2 and 4, they saw significant declines. But Indian economy and its various sectors showed a rebound in the next 2 to 3 years. And we are well aware about the impact of climate change on global economies and the disruption of supply chain. So this disruption underscores the vulnerability of the developing countries like India, so which have a substantial share of services in their export basket. So next, please. So the rebound, how it has happened, this has been shown in the Economic Times also. It has been reported on January 2021, January 21, 2026. So global tourist arrivals have risen by 4%. And actually there are 1.52 billion travelers actually worldwide now estimated. So the increase translates to nearly 60 million additional international arrivals compared to 2024. So there is rebound in the hospitality sector. This is as per the report by UN Tourism. So the contribution to the economy, if we see the exports, if we see the rise of the growth, next please, growth of the SMEs in during 2020 to 2025, we can say that contribution to Indian economy, next slide please, contribution to economy and exports, MSME contribution to GDP has reached 30.1%, and exports have risen from 3.95 lakh crore to in financial year 21 to over 12 lakh crore by 25. Please change the slide. Now, digital transformation. The Udayan Assist portal has registered over 2.72 crore informal micro enterprises, facilitating formal access to credit. So 2.72 crore is a formidable figure. And e-commerce also, e-commerce and digital payments have enabled SMEs to widen their reach and improve margins. Now, SME IPO boom also has been there in the stock market. The past year saw a major surge in SME IPOs, with trading volumes increasing nearly 7 times over 5 years. Can you imagine this? The small scale industries, micro and small enterprises, they have come in the stock market, and the IPOs, they have risen by 7 times over the 5 years. And sectoral performance also, manufacturing, retail, and service sectors are growing with strong export growth, noted in previously untapped international markets. Yeah, next, please. So there are opportunities for Indian SMEs in the world trade. So despite the challenges, there are new opportunities. Overcoming serious challenges, Indian SMEs have continued to rise, and Indian economy has become best performing growth terms in the past 2-3 years in the world that we know. Everybody, including the IMF and everybody, all they are praising appreciating the rise of the Indian economy. And the export business offers numerous opportunities for SMEs, which are vital contributors to global trade and economic development. So challenges for SMEs. Next, please. So management and strategic challenges are there. We are talking about the strategic challenges, and then we'll talk about the business challenges and also the operational challenges. So talking about the strategic and management challenges. So actually the SMEs, they focus more on cost and quality. So due to thin margins, but management often prioritize lower production cost over increasing in quality control system or over investing in quality control system. So sometimes the cost is the priority and they compete on the basis of cost, not on quality. Then there is lack of management expertise also. Owners may have technical knowledge, but they lack the management acumen to implement the comprehensive quality management system. So here comes the importance of the quality management systems, because the standards show the way. If the management is aware and they know the importance about the 9001 like quality management systems, because the standards, they are the guides, they are the guidelines for the management. So they can very well implement that. So then they will be focusing more on quality, and they will realize, okay, the quality, if they compete on the basis of quality and they expand the customer base, then the naturally the cost also will come down. So they have to compete on quality and mass on scale. So business challenges, talking about the business challenges, then there are challenges like information asymmetry is there, logistics and connectivity problems are there, demand contraction is there. That was in the past years. Then the logistics and connectivity challenges are there because the high cost associated with logistics improvements remain a significant barrier for SMEs. And market, large industries, they have a lot of information, they get access to the information. But there is deficit as far as this small scale sector is concerned. They lack the knowledge about the quality standards and the regulatory requirements across regions. So non-tariff trade barriers are also there. So non-tariff trade barriers, next please, means like NB and non-tariff trade barriers and protectionist measures by international governments pose additional challenges for SMEs. So organizations, they find it difficult to understand the various standards, the other barriers are there. So, but here lies the importance of the accreditations, like we see in the case of ISO IC 17025 accreditation is here. So accreditation, 9001 certification, 14,000 certification, or 45,000 certification, they play crucial role in overcoming these barriers. Then, but this again requires knowledge about the standards and the system by the organizations and the owners. Then there is digital divide also. Internet is although helping reduce the impact of digital divide, but as far as the employees are concerned and the workers are concerned, there is problem of the digital literacy. They fail to understand the importance of digital platforms, and they don't know how to operate and all that. So they have to become literate along with the owners. So market information trade facilitation is there. There are bottlenecks are there. Problems in dissemination of information on global demand patterns are there. Compliance requirements and market opportunities. Yeah, next please. Now, after the strategic challenges and the businesses, let's see the quality challenges. Micro, small, and medium enterprises, they face significant quality-related challenges, which hinders their competitiveness, limit market access also, and threatens the long-term sustainability. These challenges are deeply intertwined with resource constraints and technological limitations, and a reliance on traditional, non-standardized methods. So that is the problem. They uh, try, continue to, although they may have the systems, although they continue to operate on as per the non-standardized methods. Now the challenges relating to the quality front. We'll be talking about now we'll be after the management challenges and the business challenges, and let us come to the quality challenges. So we'll be taking up the challenges related to quality first, then after that safety, and then the accountability challenges. Talking about the quality challenges, the core challenges include the output is inconsistent. There is lack of standardized testing and documentation processes. Quality control orders and international certifications like 9001 C marking as costs are high and processes are complex. So this is a problem for the SMEs. Then there is problem of technological obsolescence. Also, technology becomes obsolete sometimes. There are skill gaps, and if the workers are trained in lean manufacturing principles, that will help them move forward. Then cost of poor quality is also the inefficient workflows and untracked rework. This creates significant financial leakage that many small firms fail to measure. Next, then inconsistent output is there and lack of standardization is there. So these many MSMEs rely on verbal instructions or legacy practices. They have the tradition, so they have learned through the distinct generations without any documentation. So this poses a problem. Then there is high rework and rejection rates are high many times because they don't have the SOPs. They lack the calibration and maintenance facilities, and they are working as per the traditional distinct. Many of the SMEs. Of course, there are now the technological developments are there, and SMEs with the government support, they are prospering. But many of the SMEs which face the issues, they uh, fail to actually meet the challenges also properly. So then there is lack of quality certification and standards. Next, please. So high cost of certification, this also is a barrier. So obtaining quality certifications like 9001 is perceived as too expensive or complex. I have been to SMEs and I find them, if you give them a proposal that you will be helping them in 9000 certification, whatever will the cost of certification, then they have the reservation. Then they think that, okay, we are focusing in the domestic market where we can sell easily. So they perceive the standards as the barrier to the entry in global value chains or securing large contracts. Then compliance with quality control orders also MSC face issues due to lack of local accredited testing facilities. Of course, now we are having the accreditation system and the many testing laboratories are coming forward, but still there is very shortage about the diverse testing and calibration facilities for the SME sector. And the SME sectors, they don't intend, many of them don't intend to have their own accreditation facilities. Next, please. Then lack of training and competencies is there, high employee turnover, that is also a problem. Feedback control is there, post-production check is done rather than the feed-forward system. And then low digital adoption. Lack of digital tools for real-time monitoring and data recording prevents data-driven continuous improvement. Next, regarding the quality itself is the supply chain and the raw material quality. Next, please. So as far as the supplier quality is concerned, MSMEs often lack the bargaining power to demand high quality raw materials from their suppliers. They fail to develop their own suppliers, like the large organizations or the Deming prize winning companies, or like they have the Toyota production system, but the small SMEs, they lack this. In case they are the suppliers to the large organizations, they get the support from the large organizations also. Then there is material price volatility is also there, that also impacts the supply chain. So the overall impact of the quality issue is that there is cost of poor quality, which impacts the sales revenue. Then it leads to lost sales, customer returns, reduced customer trust is there, and then of course the difficulty in upscaling. So all these issues, they lead to the difficulty in upscaling, and naturally the MSMEs continue to operate at the lower level. So after the quality challenges, let us see the safety challenges. Safety challenges include the because of the limited resources, lack of specialized knowledge, and the intense pressure to maintain productivity. And these challenges span both physical, occupational safety and health, and emerging digital threats. Cybersecurity also problem is there. So core safety related challenges. Next slide, please. These are the financial and resource constraints are there. Okay, high cost of compliance is there if you go for implementing the safety equipment training, maintaining regulatory standards, BIS, occupational safety and health standards, ISO 45001. This requires significant capital. Then there is lack of shortage of safety people. Personnel also is there. Outdated machinery they are using, which sometimes lead to injuries like cuts and all that, bruises and amputations, and lack of awareness. Many owners and employees have limited formal training on safety standards, leading to culture where safety is seen as a soft aspect rather than a business necessary. They go for training, free training, which is provided by the firefighting department for operating the fire extinguisher and controlling the fire as far as that is concerned. But otherwise, they lack the PPE equipment and the safety this thing measures. Next, please. So ergonomic risks are there. Poorly designed workplaces, physical environment, inadequate ventilation, poor lighting, improper storage of materials, and then the lack of proper PPE. So common physical hazards. Next, please. Common physical hazards include manual handling because injuries from lifting heavy objects and then slips and falls are there. Electrical hazards are there. All these hazards, these are the safety challenges for the MSMEs. Next comes the regulatory and the compliance burdens are also there on them. So complex regulations are there. Occupational Safety, Health and Working Condition Code is there 2020. And the deadline was as per the 2024 BIS Machinery Safety Rules. The deadline was August 28, 25. Now it has been postponed. The deadline has been increased. Now the first September 2026 is the deadline. So it is hoped that most of the MSMEs, they will be able to meet this deadline as far as the safety regulations are concerned. Next, please. MSMEs have become prime targets for phishing and ransomware because they often lack robust firewalls or trained IT personnel. Okay. And now we come to the cases. After the quality and safety issues and the challenges, we come to the, I'm presenting a case of a street furniture items exporter, which is exporting to US and other countries. Street furniture means like we see in the European countries, the streets are there, the benches are there, or the table and chair are there, all that street furniture. And again, at the time of the Christmas, they're exporting stands for the Christmas tree. Okay, this steel and wooden parts, these are actually exported and they are having very good export orders. Okay, so recently, about 2-3 years back, they have entered the export market. There are no returns, there are no rejects. Production quality is acceptable and there are no rejects, no consumer returns after export. But if you see the workshop, there is congested workplace, storage area is not separate for the production lot, no separate area for storage of oxygen cylinder, place for segregation of input in process output materials is the same, no personal protective equipments are provided, water logging during the rain in the premises, fire risk is there, safety risk is there. Then issues when the container arrives for transporting, the container is coming and the cargo has to be exported and they have to properly clean it, monitor it, and then after loading it, they have to dispatch it and then track it also online. So they have to use the technology and they have to coordinate with the service providers and the government agencies. So they face the issues because they are not using the technology. So no sitting or assembly area for workers and non-compliance to ISO 9000 audit and CTPAT audit. So all these issues are there for them. Although they are exporting, they have gone for 9001 CTPAT audit. So there were many NCs and they are now closing the NCs. It is hoped, I'm also providing them the service. It is hoped that during the next audit, which is going to take place next year, this next month itself, so they'll be closing all the NCs and they'll be getting the certification. Then CTPAT audit. What is CTPAT audit? This is a custom state partnership against terrorism audit. It is a voluntary comprehensive assessment of a company's supply chain security practices to ensure compliance with US Customs and border protection standards. So these audits often conducted by third-party contractors review physical security, container integrity, personal and procedural security to mitigate risk and reduce the inspections and expedite the cargo processing. So CTPAT audit also is a must for the exporters. So key components of the CTPAT audit are like they focus on during the audit on physical security and access controls, evaluation of fencing, lighting, security cameras, gate procedures to prevent unauthorized entry. Biometric system has to be there, proper entries in the register, which many of the MSMEs lack. So container and cargo security issues are there. This has to ensure cargo integrity during loading, transit, and storage through high security seals, inspection procedures, and secure storage areas. They have to maintain the security seal numbers and all that. That has to be maintained. Then personal security means they have to vet the employees, conduct background checks, and ensure security awareness training. So these actually are the issues, the problems. They think that we have to face so many problems. Otherwise, they are happy in the domestic sector. So procedural and IT security issues are also there, and the risk assessment, documented procedures for identifying, analyzing, and mitigating potential threats throughout the supply chain is required. So if they do the risk assessment and standards nowadays, the international standard they have since the 2015 version, they have focused on the risk management, and that is a very good aspect for planning and strategic management. Now, second case is of a garment or jeans manufacturing. Both these cases which I am highlighting, these are in Delhi NCR. So this manufacturer, they are presently supplying to domestic market. Reasonably good manufacturing and storage area is there. Computerized designing facilities, they have the trained workers. Ventilated production area, they want to go for ISO 9001 certification, but then the constraint, the question mark is they are reluctant to bear the certification cost. So this is another situation. In one situation, exporter has taken the steps and they have faced so many audit problems and the NCs and the observations. In the second case, they are reluctant. So it is hoped that in 1 year or so, they will make up their mind. It may take 1 year. So if they have to enter the export market, they have to meet the challenges. So these quality and safety challenges, these can be met. We have to adopt the companies, they have workshops, and the MSMEs, they have to adopt the lean practices. Means they have to implement simple tools like 5S workplace organization, Pokayoke, like, which is mistake proofing, and visual control systems. Then they can leverage this with the government schemes. Zero effect scheme is there, which is called Z schemes. This encourages MSMEs to adopt quality tools and provide certification subsidies. Then raw material assessment scheme also is there, which helps in procuring quality inputs at competitive prices by the National Small Industries Corporation. Digital transformation, moving from paper-based logs to affordable SaaS or IoT monitoring tools. This provides real-time visibility into production performance. Then cluster-based support also is provided by the Ministry of MSME through cluster development programs. Now the standards, how these standards are showing us the way actually. ISO 9001 2015 implementation. Next, please. The core principles of the standard, it focuses on leadership. Leadership role is there. Top management must demonstrate commitment, establish a quality policy, and assign roles and responsibilities. The standard has this has been changed in the 2015 version. It incorporates risk-based thinking. So organizations, they have to identify risks and opportunities to prevent negative outcomes and exploit potential benefits. So they have to conduct the strength, weakness, opportunity, threat analysis, SWOT analysis, identify the risk to impartiality and confidentiality, and also environmental risks and the operational risks, and then have the risk management strategies. The standard operates on PDCA cycle. The standard follows a plan to check act cycle to manage processes and the system as a whole, which is called the Deming cycle or the Japanese cycle or the Shuhart quality cycle. And in the operation, which is the core doing phase, planning, design, and development, controlling external providers, and managing the non-conforming outputs, that is the essence of the operational clause in the 9001. Then documented information is required. While the 2015 version is less prescriptive about a quality manual, it still requires the documented mandatory documents like the QM, the scope, quality policy, and various records of performance and competence. And MSMEs being MSMEs, when they have the problems in the skilled workforce, the knowledgeable workforce, and they are many of them, they are being run by the technically actually proficient. Many of them are IIT qualified also. IIT qualified, IIM qualified, they have set up their own businesses. They lack the workforce who can understand their idea. Next, please. Let us talk about the 2026 version also, the 9001 also, which is coming. Draft has been issued. Now the 2026 version is hoped, it is expected that it will be released in the last quarter of this year. So it incorporates enhanced risk-based thinking and focuses also on quality culture and ethics, stronger leadership responsibility for cultivating an ethical quality-driven culture. Digitalization and technology, integration of modern digital tools and smart technology into the quality management system. Supply chain management also is there. Now it is coming in this standard also. So improved oversight and management of the supply chain to minimize quality failures. If the organization MSMEs then implement the 2026 version, so they will be benefiting if they implement sincerely. They can tackle the supply chain management issues also, because the standards provide the guide for management. Then organizational resilience. The standard also talks about long-term sustainability and the ability to adapt to rapid changes, and also expanding the customer concept of customer satisfaction to cover the entire customer experience journey, not only the product quality, product certification or the product satisfaction of the product or the service, but it covers now the entire customer experience journey. Like we see in the 17025 operational, this thing schematic diagram is shown in the standard in the appendix. So like that, the entire customer experience journey is being addressed in this standard, and also the updated documentation requirements to ensure clear, manageable documentation of processes. Now 45,001, which is about the occupational health and safety. So top management must demonstrate commitment. Earlier we had the occupational health and safety, this is British standard by the professional association. Now it is ISO system which has been released. So this top management must demonstrate commitment, establish an OH&S policy, assign roles, and ensure workers consultation and participation. So implementation of this standard also is going to help the MSMEs a lot. They will be able to conduct, do the planning properly, identify hazards, assess risks, determine legal requirements, and implement operational controls to eliminate hazards, manage changes. Then the focus also is on performance evaluation, monitor, measure, and analyze occupational health and safety performance through internal audits and management reviews. Hazard identification, this is a core requirement to proactively manage the safety. And then the legal compliance, this also issue is there. We have to ensure all applicable safety regulations and documented information has to be maintained if we are implementing the 45,000 2018 standard. So 9,001 and the 45,001, these standards together, if these are implemented sincerely, these can help the MSMEs a lot and they can address all the challenges. Now the operational excellence, this will be a lot of, if they employ the techniques for operational excellence, they can continuously and continually improve their system and improve the customer satisfaction, and they can increase the acceptability of their products and services, not only in the domestic market, but also in the international market. So some of these are the simplified Lean Six Sigma teams, small teams are required, and certification teams by the MSME ministry and the department also are there. Then the DMAIC use the define, measure, analyze, improve, control cycle they have to do, and mistake proofing has to be also employed. MSI, this Pokayoke technique, and visual management. So for operational this thing excellence, they can use the Kanban boards or the simple color coding to track the production flow and inventory levels without meeting the expensive software. So when we have the problem of this thing worker education, so this visual management helps the MSMEs a lot, any small units. So, and then task management and visual verification. So digital platforms move delegation away from cluttered WhatsApp threads into structured dashboards. What does it mean? That nowadays we are used to communicating through WhatsApp and all that. But if we have the visual verification and structured dashboards are there where the display of the overall flow of the product during the production, which is displayed on the boards, that helps a lot in the task management. Then visual proof is there. Some specialized applications require team members to upload photos or videos during the inspection process also. The inspection bodies also, they make use of the uploading of the visual photos and the videos and all that, so that online tracking can be done. Then there are tools there which can automatically send the reminders so that we can follow up, and Kanban visibility drag and drop boards provide a 360-degree view of who is doing what, and the bottlenecks are also highlighted. Now, MSME sustainable Z certification is there. The Z certification, zero defect, zero effect, this scheme, it is a voluntary government initiative by the Ministry of MSME. So there are certification levels. This is very important for the MSMEs. Those who are listening here, they can go for bronze, silver, or gold. Bronze is the level 1, which focuses on basic awareness, workplace safety, and essential qualities inspections. If the MSMEs are not going for the 45,001, they can take help of this. They can apply for the certification. Level 2 is this requires moderate process control, standard operating procedures, and resource conservation. So one by one, starting from bronze to silver, they can go to the level 3, which is the gold. For advanced units using tools like Lean Six Sigma and automated quality system, so they can apply for this. And the details can be visited on the website of the MSME, which is msme.gov.in. So actually, what are the initiatives required by the MSMEs themselves? They have to implement the 5S technique, which is sort, set, in order, shine, standardize, sustain to organize the workplace. 5S technique, which is the Japanese technique. Okay. Then the collective safety officers have to be there. Small clusters of businesses, they can join. Many organizations, they can join, hire a safety officer to share the cost of the professional oversight. They can conduct the mutual audits and inspection, and this will be helping them a lot. This will be collaboration. So collaboration by the MSMEs is required. This also have advised this thing also to a workshop where I am providing the service that they can collaborate not only in the safety issues but the sustainability issues also. They can join hands and they can give the benefit to the community. Then the digital compliance, using compliance technology to automate parts for renewals and safety audits. This reduces the manual administrative burden if they are using the digital compliances. I think I'll take 15 minutes more. Now, the last is because the topic which I have taken, quality related issues, safety related issues, and and next is the accountability and the regulatory challenges. Any question at this stage, please, you can ask me orally also. You can interrupt me. Anybody can interrupt me before I move on to the next section, the last section, the accountability challenges. Any question, quality or safety related challenges? Does anybody have? If not, then I'll move forward. Right? Okay. Accountability, by accountability, I mean the accountability to the society, social accountability, and also the regulations. So accountability in micro, small, and medium enterprises refers to the obligation of owners, managers, and employees to take responsibility for actions. Actions like financial reporting and performance. This includes environmental and social responsibility. MSMEs often operate with lean teams, limited resources, and informal structure. So that is a bottleneck, that is a barrier. So therefore, they face unique challenges in establishing robust accountability mechanisms. So the challenges have to be overcome. The key challenges are lack of formal financial reporting and control, means they are mostly having cash-based accounting system. In spite of the initiatives taken by the government and the regulations, the implementation of GST, still many of the organizations, they escape and there is lack of transparency. Because many SMEs operate on a cash basis, which lacks the transparency of accrual-based accounting. So this makes it difficult to track real-time financial health, leading to poor cash flow management. Because they're micro, I'm not saying the large or the medium, even the micro enterprises, they'll be working in this manner only. So they're having the poor record keeping, inadequate documentation of transactions. This prevents the creation of audited financial statements, limiting access to the formal credit and the investment. So if they don't have the records, can't access the formal credit and investment also from the government or the banks. Then internal operational accountability, which is about the people and the structure. Vague role definitions are there. Many roles, 2 or 3 people, they are adopting many roles. The role of the manager, the role of the accountant, overlapping responsibilities, unclear accountability for results, and a blame shifting culture. So the same person will be the quality manager and the same person will be the accountant, the manager, office manager also. And they have to face the audit also. The problems are there. Then owner-centric decision-making is there because the owner is actually the decision maker, and implementing the systems, also issuing the documents and liaising with the government and all that agencies, and also tapping the customers. So there is over dependence on the owner. It means that the operational accountability is not delegated and leading to bottlenecks and micromanagement. And lack of performance metrics. All the key performance indicators, KPIs, are not properly identified. So there is tracking out accountability for performance becomes very difficult then in that case. Now comes the external accountability. Before the earlier, now we have talked about the internal operational accountability, which are related to people and structure. Now we come to the external accountability and the compliance. So this is regulatory. So regulatory, this is and this thing requirement. These are seen as a burden. So small firms face high compliance costs and complex, frequently changing regulations regarding labor, tax. Now GST is there and environmental norms, and a limited compliance infrastructure is there. MSMEs often lack a dedicated legal or compliance team, so this makes them difficult, susceptible to penalties for non-compliance. They face the penalties also. And regarding the environmental and social responsibilities, many MSMEs struggle to meet sustainability reporting standards, which are increasingly required to join modern high-value supply chains. Then the market, there are external, previous slide, external accountability, market and customer related challenges are there. So not only the regulatory challenges, but the challenges related to the market and customers. So many MSMEs, since they get delayed payments, if they go for the public sector, the payment period is 3 months. So the cash flow disruption and issues with the accountability towards suppliers, they cannot pay to their suppliers also. So there is a chain, you know. When we talk about the supply chain is about the flow of information, money, and the products and the service throughout the supply chain, from material to the distribution. Then when the cash flow is not there, this affects the supply chain up to the end of the supplier. So forward and backward, both ways, the disruptions are there. Then the quality standards, inability to maintain consistent product quality due to the outdated technology. This leads to the issues with the client, and so this impacts the market and the customers. Then the another issue is the low adoption of digital tools. The lack of automation among accounting, inventory, and HR prevents real-time tracking of performance and accountability. How do we overcome these challenges? Now, the challenges relating to the accountability and the regulations, as far as I think, the solution lies in implementing professional management practices. Okay. Not only the owner, but the staff, they also have to be professionally trained. If they are not having proper education, professional education, at least the focus has to be on training. So since the MSMEs, they lack, sometimes they lack the will, sometimes they lack the time also. Time also is, they can't send their people for training. They can't organize the in-house workshops also. So that is the problem. So using cloud-based accounting software will be the solution, adopting formal HR structure and leveraging government support for digitizing operations. So Government of India is providing a lot of support. So they have to take the support and they have to take time out. Nowadays, online, this thing, like we are joined online, so online training sessions are held. If they allow that also will be helping them a lot. They can train their staff. Training is a motivation. Now, regulatory challenges for the SME exporters are there. SME exporters face significant regulatory. Now, these regulatory challenges not only in the domestic market, and the main topic theme is the exporters. Now we come to the how the exporters, apart from tackling these issues at the domestic level, how they are tackling in the national market. So they face significant regulatory challenge due to lack of awareness regarding foreign complex and frequently changing trade practices. We have talked about the 9,001 and 45,000 system implementation and also the CTPAT audit. So we are coming back to that only again because the quality, safety, and the regulatory standards, these are all interlinked for the exporters. So this leads to high compliance cost and product rejections also many times. Please be on the previous slide. So there are problems in meeting strict international quality standards, navigating intricate customer procedures, and overcoming technical barriers like labeling and certification. So there is lack of knowledge actually and expertise. Many MSMEs, they are unaware of international trade rules, tariffs, and specific import regulations in foreign markets. The cost of compliances are very high, cost of testing, certification, and adherence to international safety and environmental standards. Then complex documentation procedures are there, which delays, and the bureaucratic delays are there. They face the problems at the end of the customs and their shipments are delayed. Then the trade policies, as we know, these are changing tariffs. There is so much of uncertainty in the environment nowadays, and the government of India is signing the trade deals in so many countries. It has been proactive during the last 6 months. So, but still the environment is uncertain. And then just last week, Dr. Jaishankar, our former minister, he has spoken that the unfolding environment is not just VUCA environment or the Bani environment, is volatile, uncertain, complex, and ambiguous, but it is also very dangerous. It has become dangerous and very, very uncertain, very dynamic. It is now we are entering the third phase of the actually the risky environment. So because the changing trade policies are there, then intellectual property IP hurdles are also there, difficulty in valuing and protecting IP in foreign jurisdictions, and legal and dispute result. This is a very, very big problem, huge problem. The MSMEs face difficulty in enforcing contracts, understanding foreign laws, and resolving disputes. So they will have to bear the high cost of the legal cost, and they lack the knowledge. Of course, we have the advocates who are operating in the foreign countries, in Europe and the US also, but you know that the costs are very high and they might fail the challenges. So all this is impacting the operations. Next, please. So these challenges, when they can't, they don't have the idea about the foreign markets, this thing, global, this thing, regulations, IP hurdles, the how to resolve the disputes and all that. So this also, why this disputes are emanating from the product rejections, and when the product rejections are, they fall into disputes. So it is a two-way process. So improper documentation or failure to meet the technical standards like labeling often results in product rejection at borders also. Financial strain. If you have to send a small courier also, I faced a problem. I could not send my consignment to US, 6 months back. I had to send some medicines actually after the doctor's prescription. 1 year back I could send, but 6 months back I could not send. These are the problems for sending the to USA. So means the proper labeling has to be there. It was there and all that. Everything is there, but still you can't send. Financial strain will be there on the MSMEs, high compliance costs and slow, and then the complex banking procedures, reduce profit margins, and limited market access also because the regulatory hurdles are there. So this restricts them to local and to only to the local or limited markets. They don't venture out in the international markets then. So lastly, how we can overcome these hurdles. To mitigate these risks, MSMEs have to leverage trade agreements. Now we are having the trade agreements with the European countries and other countries also, and with UK and all. So shortly we'll be having with Canada also. So 27 European countries, and with US, we might be able to finalize it maybe in the next 3 to 6 months. But still there is uncertainty. To mitigate these risks, SMEs have to leverage trade agreements, seek specialized legal logistics advice, and invest in understanding target market requirements. Here comes the role of the applications of standards and technology. Like Dr. Dixit had said, I'll be talking about the technology and the AI also. So I'm coming to that topic. So we are having sort of, mutual this same collaboration here. So proper understanding of the requirements of the Ministry of Consumer Affairs is there, and the way that I'm also communicating in that manner also. Now I come to the topic of the application of standards and technology. So use of the standards like ISO 9001, 14001, 45001. All standards require risk management for strategic planning and operational excellence. These standards actually are the best guidelines, and upcoming versions focus on sustainability and ethics, which I have already told. The 2026 version of 9001, it focuses on sustainability, ethics, etc. Then use of digital tools also. This also has been emphasized. So digital tools, software programs, automate accountability, information is tracked in real time with the help of the technology. So sales accountability also is automated by ensuring no lead is forgotten or handled properly. So customer and sales pipeline tracking is there. And CRMs, if we use the CRM software, this will help in lead ownership. CRMs automatically assign new leads to specific sales representatives based on predefined rules, which creates the immediate clear ownership. So the standards and the technology, they help on four fronts: use of digital tools, use of standards, customer and sales pipeline training, and also provide the lead. And support. How do we get the support? Market information, trade facilitation. So what is needed actually, if we have to overcome all these challenges, the support has to be there now. So what is needed is simplification and dissemination of information on global demand patterns. So compliance requirements and market opportunities to empower SMEs to expand their export activities. So here comes the role of the government, enhanced role of the government, which the government is trying to give, but still more has to be done regarding the because their information asymmetry is there presently. Large organizations, they have the access to the information, but the smaller organizations, they face the problem. Now, capacity building initiatives focusing on quality standards, regulatory compliance, and market diversification, these are essential. So training programs and workshops, these can help the SMEs align their products with international standards, and this can reduce the risk of shipment rejections and enhance their competitiveness also. But again, time is a constraint for the manpower shortage is a constraint for the MSMEs. Regarding the infrastructure development, investing in logistics and ICT infrastructure, particularly in remote areas, is crucial to support the export activities of SMEs. So government has to think about this and also provide more financial support so they have the access to the affordable credit and financial service which is a challenge for the SMEs since they don't have a very proper documentation and record keeping system. What is the way forward? Now, once they have the standards, they are implemented the standards, and suppose they discover the NCs, the problems, the issues during the audit. So they have to address the audit pain points. Audit pain points means which are the major NCs. So MSME should identify the 1 or 2 tasks at a time, invoicing, object tracking, like that example, and focus on impactful pain point. This is my idea. Work according to the Pareto principle. 80-20 rule is that they cannot solve all the problem in one day, but they can prioritize their problem issues and tackle them one by one, and focusing on the 20% which are critical and they are leading to the 80% of the issues. So they have to identify the critical 20% of the problems. Then they have to start small, pilot one tool, okay, like inventory management, use the ERP software or QuickBooks for finance. So they have to start small in the application of the digital technology. Otherwise, they will be lost in the digital jungle also, because IT has not been IT has been an issue during the last 2 decades actually for so many organizations. Gradually, the owners and the CEOs, they understood the importance of the IT. And there were many case studies even in the Australia and the European countries also during the 1990s. They had the problem in this implementation of the IT. But now we are in the industry 4.0 age, machine learning, deep learning, AI, robotics, and all that. So there's so much of change. So they have to train the people and train an AI champion, also designate one team member to master the cool tool and train others to ensure the high adoption rates. So we are in the digital age, we are in the AI age, and we are also in the age of the standards and the management systems. And these standards and the technology have to be complementary so that the organization, they can take the maximum advantage. So there are opportunities and government initiatives are there. Now shifting global value chains are there. This has accelerated the adoption of emerging technologies. Digital revolution is there. So e-commerce platforms and digital marketing can help SMEs overcome the traditional barriers, and government support, including emergency collateral free trading, free credit, revised definition of MSMEs, and the promotion of e-market linkages. This is going to help the MSMEs. This will help in navigating the post-pandemic recovery, which is happening right now. But again, we are having the uncertainty of war, tariffs and all that, climate change. Climate change is a big issue. Supply chain disruptions are there. So there is no relief. Actually, the environment is dynamic, and government also has to continuously provide the support. Digital revolution also has to be taken advantage of continuously, and we have to continuously navigate the shifting global value chains, and we have to try to survive and grow and be resilient so that we can move forward. So now new free trade agreements are there. This already has spoken about, and this is going to provide the market information access also has to be there. So new opportunities, new challenges, and the new market information access has to be there so that the informed decisions can be taken. So to conclude, now coming to the last slide, I hope I have covered all the topics. Quality, safety, and the accountability related challenges, and the background, the new foreign trade agreements and all that, tariffs, etc., and the dynamicity of the environment. So to conclude, I can say the export business presents significant opportunities and umpteen challenges for the Indian SMEs. Post-pandemic, the unfolding environment has accelerated trends that favor digitalization and diversification of export activities. So these are the following challenges which have been there addressed, which have to be addressed by different stakeholders. These are related to information asymmetry, logistics, and financial risks. If we can address these 4 challenges, information asymmetry, logistics, and financial risks, then many of the issues will be solved. A resilient and inclusive export ecosystem is required. This has to be built. This needs to be built. And by leveraging government support and digital technologies, Indian SMEs can enhance their global competitiveness and contribute significantly to the country's economic growth. So thank you so much. Lastly, I sincerely thank Legal Metrology Division of the Department of Consumer Affairs, Ministry of Consumer Affairs, Food and Public Distribution, Government of India for giving me an opportunity to give my views on this important subject of challenges for SMEs and exporters. So I acknowledge the reference also to the information which is available on internet, online platforms, and books and papers, etc. And thanks so much. I hope I have done justice. Of course, there was disruption. We are talking about the supply chain disruption. So there was disruption during this